Well, well, well. If it isn't the good old Bitcoin price action volatility to the downside today. Welcome everyone to this new Monday stream. Whereas Bitcoin had a large drawdown, actually teleporting from one level of support to the next one, where it had a reaction. Yeah, just pretty oversold on the RSI daily time frame, also on lower time frames such as the 4 hour and the 12 hour were the most oversold since August of last year. So pretty weak price action from the orange coin today. We're going to talk about some altcoins also that have been having some relative strength against BTC today, which is something that you would always want to see, especially if you're holding them. But you'll see that this bearish divergence here on the MACD histogram just turned out to be a full-blown scam for BTC, having a great performance to the downside all the way down to oversold RSI levels. I also want to entertain this that we talked on stream last week. I think it was on Thursday, and we also talked about it on Friday, that if we lose the orange EMA from the P-cycle top indicator and you have a bearish retest to it, you would most likely see a down mark like we saw on 2019. And having that said, you kind of enter the echo bubble territory if you are having this kind of price action. So I think it was way worse in 2019. I mean, for the time being, because this could turn into even lower price action. But if we actually manage to find a bottom at around these levels, I think this drawdown was worse. When you lost the orange EMA, you had a bearish retest to it, and then you just had this big impulse down, actually leaving the range from where it was trading. So if you could have a mirror or mimic today's price action, BTC would be somewhere around there. Still holding the range lows here from this maybe this structure or whatever, like however you want to draw it. But at least this support line is somewhat being held right now on BTC, and you haven't truly broke down yet, like you did in 2019, where you came all the way down to the 200 simple moving average. You actually lost it and back tested it as resistance twice before even pushing lower into another lower low. But from then you had a relief rally all the way to the RNTMA, where you again back tested it as resistance and continued the sell-off. So what am I trying to say here? This could turn into basically an echo bubble territory here, where you had this massive drawdown from losing the orange EMA from the P-cycle top indicator and having a formal bearish retest to it. For sure, it could happen. But I just have a line in the sand that we may have some kind of redemption for the market until we become this. If we actually just leave the range lows and come back down here on today's price action or tomorrow's price action, then you're entering this eco bubble territory when you just kind of lose somewhat of the faith on a left expedited cycle, and you just start talking about a bear market rally within the prior cycle's range. So that's always interesting to keep in mind. If we actually continue downwards, I think that at some point we're gonna test the orange EMA again, maybe as resistance. It's gonna continue to move if we actually don't find a bottom in the short term or near term. the orange EMA is probably going to do something like that, and maybe you're going to have another bearish retest all the way up to 65k or so, and bulls will have another chance on trying to save the market. But as of now, you can see that price action is pretty similar, although we haven't had the full capitulation that the market had in 2019. And I'm going to tell you why I think this might be close to maybe a local bottom. I'm not sure if it's going to turn into a rock bottom, but the level of oversold that we had on the daily and both lower time frames, plus some structure that I think is really similar to what's going on right now. I'm going to cook here for a minute. It might give you maybe some relief to what could come next to the market. So what we have here is basically, you can do it like that maybe, a bull flag here, a consolidation range, yada yada yada, whatever, down sloping channel. And this kind of reminds me, I think I said this on stream last week. If you invert the chart here, this kind of reminds me somewhat of this bull flag here. Something like that. You see? So you had this impulse, then the back test, and then you had this large drawdown into range lows where you held support and just started grinding up until breaking out of the range and just pumping higher. So will we get this kind of a deviation below the below range lows? You could also draw it like that. It's just it's not perfect, but any way you draw it, you just get this kind of a deviation below the range, almost a 200 moving average back test, and then you just found the bottom and kept ripping higher. So why do I think that maybe we're not going to deviate below? It's because this kind of price action looks really similar to what happened today. So you have this slow bleed here that is basically what's happened throughout the month, throughout June, and then you have this big impulse candle down, which was today's price action, and you traded below 2 days after. It's true, it's not that much, having in consideration how large this candle was, but then you found a bottom at around range lows, held support, and just basically teleported to the upside within the next weeks into May and June of 2022. Of course, this is inverted, but it's really similar because you are like on a big uptrend, which was the nuke from the end of 2021. This consolidation that lasted a long time also. You can see it was almost 90 days, so kind of close to what's going on here in BTC. Somewhat of a bear flag, and then when everyone was flipping bullish here and thinking that maybe we were going to take out this highs and whatever, pump higher, the market just rocked completely and kept its strength to the downside, and it actually was quite strong for some time. So that's some hopium. Especially is I'm not gonna tell you to play it out like that, but kind of somewhat looks similar. Especially if you just draw the support from there, maybe you had this deviation, but you're coming really close to both range lows and the 200 moving average. Plus, you're super oversold on the daily time frame. So it's either make or break scenario for me now. We've said on stream that resolution was going to come soon, and this was probably the resolution of the downside of this slow bleed here. What, in all honesty, what it's making me a little bit concerned is the monthly time frame here, trying to have a bearish engulfing candle after the bearish engulfing candle from April. So really weak on a monthly time frame. If we close like this in 6 more days, it's not gonna be a great look, in all honesty. So I'm hoping we find somewhat of a bottom before then. And also the 2 month also looks really bad. So yeah, actually the RSI just lost 2 points to where it was last week. It was on 68 points and right now it's at 66. So yeah. Plus on the monthly, you have bearish divergence here in the MACD histogram. So yeah, that's on the high time frame. You do have some hopium that this might be close to a bottom. Plus the timeline was pretty insane today. A lot of people lost their minds. But yeah, gonna go back to my regular chart here. Just you bounced out of. It's interesting because if you go to the weekly time frame, I think did you touch it? I think you almost touched this channel here, which worked as support in April 2024. I mean this year, and you see how this channel has been regarded on the weekly time frame as a real range here that was formed in the eco bubble from 2019. It actually held support here during the COVID nuke, and then was backtested it after DeFi summer when BTC had a somewhat of a drawdown. And I remember a timeline when this happened. Everyone was calling for the end of the bull market and pretty much the end of crypto when we had this breakout out of 10K and then you just came back below it. Everyone was just super bearish or scared, and it turned out to be a great entry. And you'll see here how it's been regarded a lot of times as support in here in this low from 2021 and also in 2022 was somewhat regarded as resistance in November of last year, and then now possibly being trying to be tested as a support on the weekly time frame. Granted, we still have 6 more days to go on the weekly time frame, but just to give you guys some explanation on why that line is here, comes from the weekly time frame. And also he had a reaction from this level, the 58,480 bucks and $408, which is a really real level. From here you see this first parabolic top of the first pico top from 2021. You see this large range here. This was the first top before a big drawdown on BTC. It actually basically had a pullback of 26%, and the other one, level D, 57,449 bucks, is the daily candle close from that level. So just price action from history. It was also support here on May 1st. So getting an immediate reaction out of that level when price went below to that spot. So yeah, just would be nice to start to see a bottom, and maybe we mimic this price action here. This bear flag from March of 2022 would be nice. Plus the whole timeline is pretty crazy right now. Ethereum's been trading way better today than BTC. It's only down 2.32% on the day. Would be nice to reclaim this level here, this wick from a few days ago, and maybe have it as a swing failure pattern. But still down on the day, printing strong negative momentum once again. Not as oversold as BTC. This hidden bullish divergence that was kind of starting to play out, just continuing to print negative momentum. So I think Ethereum is going to follow what BTC does. Maybe it outperforms it, since we'll see what BTC is doing. But I think it's just gonna, if BTC continues to dump, I think it's gonna continue to dump, maybe on a to a lesser extent, but I just don't think it's gonna mean revert, and I don't know, just have like a turbo recovery from here if BTC doesn't hold the level. So Ethereum working on your lowest daily candle close since May 19. Yeah. Let's go to ETH BTC. So ETH BTC working on a bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close since June 2nd, printing strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram, and actually having this hidden bullish divergence starting to play out on ETH BTC. So nice price action on Ethereum against BTC. You just need to flip this level here, the 0.05, basically 5,622 sats, which is a level from history here. You'll see from the 2017 level, cycle, you'll see how I was regarded both as resistance and support. And also this cycle around, it's been regarded as support a couple times, then here again, then you lost it here, started chopping, and now possibly you're going to have a real breakout out of it. So interesting on ETH BTC. Bitcoin to the SPX also coming all the way down to range lows here on this descending consolidation, this somewhat of a bull flag, printing strong negative momentum once again on the MACD histogram, and the RSI it's oversold at the 22 points level, which has not been seen also like the USD pair since August of 2023. So interesting. I'm not saying this cannot have another leg down. Definitely can. You actually made a lower low against the SPX here, not like the USD pair. So you're starting to feel somewhat of this inefficiency maybe on fair value. Yeah, this could be a support around the 10-point level here. If we don't hold if we actually are unable to hold the descending channel, this could turn to somewhat of a support here, given the confluence from resistance and then support. But just not very keen on it yet. This actually has confluence here, but let's hope that the range holds and it's not quite over for crypto. Okay, so the SPX closed red today. You have this bearish divergence on the MACD histogram where you have a lower low and a higher low in price. You do not have it on the RSI, but you do have it on the MACD histogram. So take that in mind. We could have somewhat of a pullback here on stocks. Same thing with the Nasdaq. Lowest daily candle close since June 12th for the Nasdaq, and I think the SPX has been performing better today since June 13th, the lowest daily candle close, and at around the 67 level on the RSI. So still in the bull control zone for the SPX. Okay, let's go to USDT dominance. USDT dominance about to make a higher high than this high from May 1st. Looks quite similar to BTC, I would say now. It hasn't made a higher high, and Bitcoin has not made a lower low yet. Printing strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram, oversold like it hasn't been oversold since August 2023, and close to range highs here on this potential bear flag. So it's quite similar to BTC, I would say. It's just the mirror opposite on this time around, because BTC was way stronger last week, a couple of weeks ago, when altcoins were pretty much dumping, and now BTC was the weak coin today, while some altcoins just stay flat, or even some of them pumped. So having that said, let's go to the elephant in the room, which is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance printing strong negative momentum and falling below the 50 level on the RSI. It's trading right now 40 points level on the RSI, so it's close to maybe entering the bearish control zone. Below 40 points, you enter the bearish control zone. And what's interesting is that this hidden bearish divergence is actually starting to play out. So this would mean a continuation of this downtrend. A bearish continuation divergence is basically what a hidden bearish divergence is. And you also have this on the table, potentially three fallen peaks, classic distribution pattern. Type in the chat for that. Working on a bearish engulfing candle, lowest daily candle close on BTCD since June 2nd. So basically giving back a full month of price action on one candle today. Pretty spectacular, because if this didn't happen on BTCD, your altcoins will be down 20% today with what Bitcoin did. So take that as you will. I don't know what it's going to turn into. Maybe just two row recovers and it just pumped into 60%, like the whole timeline of CT has been calling for a year now. You know, my guess is, and my estimate is, that 57% is quite a strong level here. So you need to flip that first. And I think where there's too much consensus on a target, be in this case 60%, most of the times it gets front run. So yeah, and this three falling peaks classic distribution pattern is not confirmed yet. You need a daily candle close below this breakout line here, below 53.7%. If you get a daily candle close below it, then you can start talking about the measure move target out of this pattern, which would be at around 50%. So will be quite some outperformance on altcoins. So if you actually are able to carve out a bottom at around these levels on BTC, hopefully, and you have a continuation of this pattern, then altcoins are going to outperform the leading S out of BTC. Plus, you fell below 55%, 55.1%, which was this level here. There was previous resistance. It was tried to get flipped a bunch of times, and now you were trying to hold that support, and then you just came down in a big bearish Marubasu candle today. So thanks BTCD for saving the day for altcoins. That's for sure. Okay. Having said that about altcoins, let's go take a look at some altcoins. So Solana is up 1.33% today on the daily, currently having a reaction out of this descending channel. Just not as oversold as BTC on the RSI. It's at the 33 point level. And you might be talking about some kind of bullish divergence here, where you have a higher low on histogram and a lower low on price. Actually trying to paint a bullish pin bar, reversal candle here, recovering this range. So yeah, this looks quite good. Looks better than Ethereum today. And if you go to Sol BTC, even a bigger reaction. It's up 6.5% on a day, having a pump out of this level, which you couldn't break, which is a really significant level from history. I told you about this level before. Basically marked the bottom for the complacency shoulder run in March 2022, and actually worked as support a bunch of times this time around in cycle. So having a strong reaction out of there, and also this bullish divergence on the MACD histogram, it could mean that Sol BTC outperformance might be soon. You still don't have like a market structure break. You don't still have an uptrend on the daily time frame. You're downtrending because you did put in a lower low here on this one, and this one was a lower high than this one. But who knows? Things are starting to shape up now nicely for Solana again. And if you go to my favorite chart from the very last time, you still have this potential week up distribution schematic type 2 on Sol ETH, but there's no denying that you have this bullish divergence here on the MACD histogram, where you made a lower low on price and a higher low on the MACD histogram. So yeah, interesting. You didn't bounce out of like any strong reaction, any strong levels here, but I think that maybe Sol ETH at least gets a retest out of the 200 moving average, given this bearish divergence and this bullish engulfing candle on Sol ETH. This does not imply that this distribution schematic is out of the window. I think that you would need to technically you need to take out this last point of supply, come up here, then all this potential distribution just goes out of the window. And I have to remind you guys that this is not confirmed yet. You need a daily candle close below the sign of strength, and that's when phase E would commence, and you have the markdown phase. So interesting development on Sol ETH today. So that's probably going to be good for Sol Beta as well. Talking about Sol Beta, with working on a bullish engulfing candle, just no divergence, bearish confluence on the MACD histogram, and having basically a reaction out of nowhere here. No technical level, in my opinion, here to have a strong reaction. But you do somewhat have it on with BTC, which is up 11% today. My God, a bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close in June 12th. You got somewhat of a reaction of this level, which is a little bit more, I would say, clearer on the BTC chart than the USD chart. And you do have this big bullish divergence here on the MACD histogram, where you don't have it on the USD pair. So interesting. You did have it here. You tried to pump out of range lows, but you couldn't. You just had a big down mark. Now it's trying again with the same bullish divergence. So interesting for WIF BTC. Jupiter also trying to print somewhat of a confirmation low here with this bullish pin bar. No kind of divergence whatsoever, just bearish confluence for the time being, and you're below this level here, this inflection point from April 13. So maybe if you recover it, you can somewhat work in an argument here, because this was somewhat of a resistance here, and when you flipped it and confirm it, you just had a big rally here, and you also had a big reaction on this low from the capitulation on the wars event in April. So that's Jupiter. Render having a big day today too, working on a bullish engulfing candle. Let's see if we have somewhat of a... No, it's just bearish Confluence on the MACD histogram, still below the 200, but interesting if you're able to recover it and flip it as support, will be interesting for render. And if you go to render BTC, you're also recovering the bottom of this ascending broadening wedge that we've been talking about. It's actually up 11.6% on the day. Maybe testing the 200 moving average. We'll see if as resistance again. No kind of divergence whatsoever. Maybe here. No, it's just it's not that clean in my opinion. But printing the first positive momentum bar on the MACD histogram since May 16. So a long time, a month and a half, almost of negative momentum on render BTC. So coming to an end today with this big impulse candle engulfing like basically 6 candles of price action today on render BTC. What else? ENA also outperforming Bitcoin today, lowest daily candle close in history, had the lowest price since the token generation event from April 2nd. Yeah, it's not that much to talk about. Let's go to Pepe. So Pepe also trying to work in a bullish pin bar here, coming inside of the range once again, leaving big wicks to the downside, and you're printing light negative momentum, weak negative momentum. So this hitting bullish divergence on the MACD could still be at play for Pepe. And on Pepe BTC, it's up almost 7% on the day, printing weak negative momentum on the MACD histogram. So hitting bullish divergence is still at play and creating a bullish engulfing candle on the highest daily candle close since is it higher? Not yet. So since June 16. Interesting development on Pepe BTC. Yeah. This somewhat could look into an Adam and Eve bottoming pattern, but the Adam is not sharp enough, my opinion. It needs to be like this. So you don't quite have that on Pepe BTC, but just getting that general altcoin strength from today. Bonk is up 6.9% on the daily. Bullish, having a bullish engulfing candle and working on your highest daily candle close since June 17. Losing negative momentum on the MACD histogram. Bearish confluence on the histogram on the MACD. So yeah, let's see if you have some dip bounce out of this today. I think you almost touched it, which is a real low from history, was support here on December, and then resistance on January 10. So interesting interesting price action on Bonk. I want to see here this neckline where it actually was. I think it was like, yeah, it's enough confluence. So these are your levels on Bonk, and if we go to Bonk BTC, up 12% on the day. You retrace all the way almost to the 786. So you're in deep value area. possibly printing weak negative momentum on the MACD histogram. I cannot know on this kind of chart, but you do have bearish confluence on the oscillator. You don't have a divergence here like Solana or WEEF BTC have. What else is interesting today? MOG was like up 40%, but that's like an on-chain coin. So I don't think it's that interesting to look at today. Damn. Maybe this is the resolution here. Otherwise, if we lose 58 to 57%, it's very bad news, in my opinion. You don't have any kind of a strong support or resistance all the way until like 48K. I was thinking the other day, I didn't say it on stream, but this whole like structure here looks similar to this, in my opinion. And possibly we are like somewhere in between then. We have like this slow calling and then the spring to the downside. But the difference on that day in December of 2021 than this day today is that altcoins got massively wrecked when Bitcoin created this candle here overnight. I still remember waking up to my portfolio basically being gone. BTC at one point it was like down 20% on the day, and altcoins were like down like 40 to 50%, some of them on just one day. And today altcoins are holding strong, so makes you wonder what's going on here, since you have that altcoin outperformance and you have this kind of similar price action here, somewhat of a double top, the same as November 2021. This coiling, slow bleed, impulse down, and on this capitulation, just altcoins died on that day. Basically died. So yeah, just interesting. Maybe it gives you a clue on where the market's heading if BTC is able to hold at around these levels. And the daily candle will be closing in 51 more minutes. We didn't check on the DXY, so DXY, nice to see a bearish engulfing candle today, losing positive momentum on the MACD histogram. If this turns out to be a lower high than this high, then we're pretty much settled for the next few weeks on risk assets. Pretty wild to see today's price action on Bitcoin while the DXY was doing this. Makes you wonder. Everything today makes you wonder, huh? Okay, let's go see some more alts. Wow, Lido's up 14% on the daily. Just fell, tried to break out of this resistance, failed, and now today is just almost breaking out of bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close since a long time, buddy. Since June 1st. So monthly highs for Lido, printing strong positive momentum once again. This hidden bullish divergence potentially continuing to play out. So good things might come for Lido. I think this is a whole ETH ETF narrative. This is a yield for Ethereum staking for ETH 2.0. Large volume today also. So yeah, just right below the $2.37 resistance level, you need to flip it, and this could become something quite interesting. I think I'm gonna reposition it a little bit better. Yeah, like that. So you're trying to fight it right now. And if you go to Lido against ETH, it's up 17% on the daily too. Just didn't have any kind of divergence on the MACD, but just a bearish confluence for the time being. What's good, Timo? Yeah, right on. Weird day today, huh? But if you go check back, if you go check the beginning of the stream, the first 10 minutes I lay out on the Bitcoin possibilities and on where I think we are and where we could be heading into. There's a 2022 fractal possibly playing out. It was inverted back then, so it could play it to the upside. So go check that out when you have a minute. Thanks for stopping by. So that's your Lido against Ethereum. ENS has been having somewhat of a hard time breaking out of this strong resistance here. You'll see it's very real. Regarded resistance on May of last year and like 4 times this year. But working on a bullish pin bar, printing strong negative momentum today, but just not that strong yet. You did have this hidden bullish divergence here in the MACD histogram, maybe having a harder time playing out if you compare it to what Lido's doing. But on the ENS side, you're above the 200 moving average, which is better than Lido that's below it, buying for the time being. And also, if you look at Lido's high time frame chart, you'll see that this is a pretty bullish asset, just higher highs and higher lows. So you have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then possibly higher high, which would mean real price discovery above $3.90. So might be some good time to pack up some bucks. Okay, Timo. I'll see you on the next time. Let's look at ENS against Ethereum. It's currently up 3.5% on the day, recovering this strong level here. You'll see why. Support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Now possibly trying to work as support. Maybe you get a back test, but still printing weak positive momentum. This hidden bullish divergence could still be on the table on ENS against Ethereum above the 200 moving average. So it's not like, it doesn't look like Lido against USD where you have higher highs and higher lows. This is possibly the other time around, or basically just the opposite, where you have lower highs and lower lows. But this could become interesting against Ethereum if you're able to hold on into this level here and have this hidden bullish divergence play out. Could be nice. So Sol ETH almost at the highs of the day at 4.6%. So maybe Ethereum. Oh, I thought it was dumping. It must be Solana that's pumping. It's, oh wow, Solana's up 2% on the day. Pretty wild to see on a day like this. Also, Ansem. I'm sure you know Ansem from CT. He called the top from this second top and said that we were going to chop. Everyone called him crazy, and we had the chop. And basically, he flipped bullish again today. And he's a real Solana bull, whiff bull. I'm somewhat of a Solana ecosystem cheerleader. So maybe markets are reacting to that. I don't think a single influencer might have that kind of power, but given the PvP environment that we're currently trading at right now, I wouldn't be surprised that this is because of a just Ansem saving the Solana ecosystem here. Who knows? But a good recovery here of this range here. When you usually have this somewhat of this swing failure pattern where you almost had a breakdown and you have a recovery, most of the times it's bullish. Plus you have this big bullish divergence. So just need to recover the 200 moving average and it'll be just like nothing happened for Solana, my opinion. Strong reaction out of this level in Sol BTC. Okay, what else? What else? Let's look at Pendle. Pendle trying to have a bullish engulfing candle, not quite yet. But a strong bid here came from this level. You don't have any data to the left because this asset's almost at price discovery. But you do have bullish confluence. I thought you may have had some hidden bullish divergence, but you don't have it because you have a higher low on price and a higher low on the histogram. So yeah, let's see Pendle Ethereum. If we get somewhat of an edge there. Yeah, Pendle Ethereum, bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close since May 14. Wow. Bullish confluence also for Pendle Ethereum. Wow. This could turn into a double bottom here, somewhat of a W shape. You will need a daily candle close above this level here, above the highs from May 25th. This double bottom gets confirmed. But looks strong. Looks strong against Ethereum. A lot of stuff looks strong against Ethereum too, so have that in mind. Okay, I'm gonna head into another watch list. See what's pumping today. Rollbit. Let's see what Rollbit's doing. I've been checking Rollbit for a minute. Okay, so this harmonic just basically did not play out. Remove it. Yeah. Recovering a critical level here, though. This level here, you lost it. Was a strong inflection point here. Resistance and then support. Support, support, resistance. And now maybe you're trying to get a daily candle close above it. So printing strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram. RSI is at the 53 point level, so neutral. But I don't know. This asset has had such a bad performance since basically like the bull market started. So still way below the 200, but it's nice to see that reclaim. Maybe this turns out to be a deviation. You have a breakout out of the mid range and go test the upper side of the range. If you're closer to lower end of the range, that will be considered oversold. And if you're trading this range, the upper side of the range would be considered overbought. So, but quite wild to see it being up 9% today. A lot of coins are up. Injective 10%. My God. You do have somewhat of a bullish divergence here, but it's been way too much time in between, my opinion. But recovering this critical level here, you'll see why from prior cycle resistance basically marked the top and it's been regarded as support a bunch of times here for the past 3 months. And now having a big bullish engulfing candle back above the range. Just confluence on the indicators for the time being, but working on your highest daily candle close since June 16. So almost since 2 weeks. Almost. Not quite yet. It's just 8 days. I got too excited. But yeah, maybe this bullish cipher turns out to be a type 2 return that how we talked here. Maybe this is a level. And this is your type 2. Wow. That would be wild. Bullish cipher type 2 return. But just too much data in between is what makes me wonder. Usually a type 2, you get like an immediate reaction here. Too much stuff like happened in between that. But maybe, let's see. Maybe if you draw like that, could be. Plus that was like a capitulation week on April 13. I'll have to reevaluate this later on. But Injective getting that bid today. Sui is almost green for the day, working on a bullish pin bar. Aptos too. Wow. Ocean is up 13% today. Highest daily candle about to be confirmed since June 13. Printing strong positive momentum once again on the MACD histogram. Yeah. Fed is up 17% today, having a recapture of the 200 moving average, bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close since June 12, printing strong positive momentum once again. My God. You don't have any kind of divergence here, just confluence on the oscillators. But fetch, yeah. It's crazy to see some altcoins with this kind of performance today when you had such a bad day on BTC, in all honesty. Just wild. Hopefully market's showing its hand and this is not about to turbo nuke within the next couple of days. Okay, if BTC actually has a second leg lower, like all the way down to, for example, lower 50s or 53K or whatever, then I think altcoins is just gonna give in into a selling and they're gonna lose this whole kind of price action and just have maybe BTCD uptrending again. But given the setup on BTCD and what's happening today, I'm more keen on seeing a relief on altcoins. Say also bullish engulfing candle, having a recapture of this small range here. Printing weak negative momentum on the MACD histogram, really oversold on the RSI. It's at the 34-point level, the bearish control zone. So you did get somewhat of a support here out of this small trading market structure here. Let's see what Kaspa is doing today. Kaspa, bullish hammer and bullish engulfing. Highest daily candle close since June 16. Losing the negative momentum on the MACD histogram above the 200 moving average. Maybe higher low. Maybe. We need more data. Celestia, it's up 9% today. bullish engulfing candle and highest daily candle close about to be confirmed since June 17. Losing the negative momentum on the MACD histogram. And you're also somewhat like catching somewhat of support out of this trading range down here. But I don't know. Just have bearish confluence on the MACD. Dime, same thing, but underperforming. Not even worth entertaining at this point, in my opinion. Ordinals just not having a good day. Maybe because BTC is dumping. But large volume candle of selling today, printing strong negative momentum once again, and working on your lowest daily candle close since May 2nd. Wow. So it's basically the bottom. This looks really a lot like BTC from basically from like here onwards. With the difference is that BTC came back all the way to range highs and already did not. So a lot of BTC outperformance, and then maybe from here BTC underperformance on the puke, on the recovery, and now possibly on this downtrend, which is down 9% on the daily. So ordinals have not been getting the love that they had on early this year. So it's a clear market rotation. I don't know if they're gonna come back. The most strong trends on crypto come back on a bull market, so they might come back later in the cycle. I wouldn't call them dead just yet, but they're not getting that enthusiasm that they had earlier this year. Okay. Did we look at Ondo? I think we did. Or do you have Ondo here? No, we haven't. Let's look at Ondo. So Ondo's up 8% on the day, working on a bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close since June 21st, losing negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and maybe trying to confirm this hidden bullish divergence on the MACD histogram, which is a continuation divergence of this bull trend. So Ondo Finance looking fine and dandy, possibly trying to put in another higher low. This is going to be a top performer. If BTC doesn't shit the bed. Let's get this channel here. Yeah, I think like that. Yeah. Interesting. If I I don't know. Looks like the bouncing ball pattern where you have smaller and smaller bounces here. If you fail to hold support, then it's going to puke like BTC did in 2018. But you're recovering here. Again, the range with a bullish pin bar, losing negative momentum in the MACD histogram. And you do have a hidden bullish divergence here. So pendulum could become somewhat interesting in the near future. What else? Let's see what BNB is doing. So BNB is trading like Ethereum today. So most of the majors, I think, with the exception of Solana, have not been having great price action today. But outperforming BTC for sure, I'll tell you that. up 2.8% on the daily, getting a big reaction here out of this parabola that I drew a few days ago. Losing negative momentum, almost done. Actually printing the first bar of positive momentum since a few days, since June 10, that you haven't had positive momentum on the MACD histogram. RSI, it's at the 56 point level, so about 50 points, somewhat good for the bulls, somewhat neutral. You really want to see a recovery of 60 points. But yeah, maybe a higher low than this one with a bullish divergence here. I didn't see this. Bullish divergence confirmed today on BNB BTC. A lot of altcoins look really good against BTC. But if we go to total market cap, damn. About to put in the lowest daily candle close since May 2nd. Printing strong negative momentum once again. Oversold on the daily RSI, the most oversold since August 2023, the same for BTC. So BTC dragging down total market cap, and below this inflection point here from history. On BTC, you're actually getting a reaction out of this here, this level here. On total, you're losing it. And we're gonna leave this here. This was the top for the complacency shoulder. This was another strong inflection point. So yeah, maybe you get a reaction out of this level here, out of the complacency shoulder from April 2022 on total. Just needed to hold, but I don't know, take this with a grain of salt. No financial advice. I wouldn't get just bearish here with the RSI here. It's oversold, but it's on the bearish control zone. So can it have another leg down? For sure, it can happen. But the odds, in my opinion, are in for hopefully a bounce. Being this big candle here, the impulse from this coiling, like the same that we had here on 2021. It's actually a little bit different on total, but got this coiling here and then this big impulse down. And granted, you still came down to make a lower high, but yeah, I think we're close to a bottom, at least for a short-term rally or a bear market rally, because you know what I think on BTC. And I'm gonna close the stream with my thoughts on BTC again. I'm just gonna head into a clear chart. It's just this was my bull market thesis for this cycle around, respecting the P cycle top indicator, just like it did in 2017. You'll see here, like it did on March 2017, had an all-time high. We swept the highs, came back to the orange TMA, found support, and then you had a run into, after a small sell-off against all-time highs, you had a run all the way up to the green EMA, flipped it as support, and then just had like a parabolic local top, and then you just kept riding the P cycle top indicator EMAs all the way to the top. And on 2019, you did have this breakdown here that we're having right now, where you broke down from the orange EMA, but tested as resistance. The orange EMA started to lose steam, and you just fell into a miserable bear market rally when you needed like a full year or maybe more. This is the breakdown. Like a full year of just nonsense and chopping and downtrending and altcoins peaking before the big parabolic run. So maybe this it's what's going on. I think we'll know soon enough. We'll know on the monthly candle close, and we know on the 2-month candle close. If we don't get a recovery fast, then the high time frame charts are going to look cooked, and it's going to mean that we're going to need possibly 12 more monthly candles or 6 more 2-month candles before having that big breakout. I think we'll know soon, and also we'll know soon if we're going to get something like this, because we will need to be having this daily candle close to be today, and start forming a bottom at around it within the very next few days before the monthly candle close. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Timo, for checking in on the stream and leaving me some comments. Give me a thumbs up on the video. I always appreciate your comments. Thanks, Eddie, also for always commenting my videos. Really appreciate them. I just need to ask you guys for interactions and shielding my content, because otherwise I cannot monetize the channel. I cannot push the channel into new market participants and new viewers. And I'm on a phase on trying to grow my audience. So I really appreciate all of your interactions and taking time of your day to checking out my content. So I'll see you guys tomorrow on another stream. Hopefully we have a daily candle, daily green candle for VTC tomorrow. That would be sweet. Otherwise, we'll be here in the trenches, letting you guys know what the charts might possibly be saying. So thanks, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.